Well, I was a little concerned at halftime that Boston University seemed to be quicker to the ball, quicker to the rebounds, just played with a little bit more energy and execution than we did. We didn't make really any adjustments at halftime. We just told them we needed to play harder and better and execute better, and I thought we did. Obviously, Lonnie Walker had a terrific breakout game, 26 points, 7 rebounds, a couple of assists, and DJ Vasiljevic shot the ball well again, and I thought our defense in the second half was much improved.
For Lonnie, was it a case of Bruce not being there and him feeling a different responsibility, or just something that was going to happen at some point?
Was he here already?
Yeah.
He was? Did you ask him?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, yeah.
Okay. I believe him. You know, I didn't ask him. I didn't tell him anything different, and just told him to play his game, and he did.
What did you see different in him tonight? Because he did look different tonight.
Well, in the Princeton game, I saw his aggressiveness. He really was on the attack. So given the opportunity to play in a starting role and play 28 minutes, it's only 8 minutes more or 7 minutes more than he normally plays, but he certainly was in the attack mode right from the very beginning.
How about his outside shooting? I mean, I guess you see that, you knew that was coming.
Well, I saw it a lot when he was in high school. Mm-hmm. No, honestly, he just looked like Lonnie Walker to me. I mean, he scored 26 points and played great, but I've seen him play great a lot. In fact, the very first 4 days he was here during the summer before the knee injury, he was playing like that. But, you know, it takes a while really to get super comfortable with your teammates and with your knee and with the offense. So I'm very pleased with his progress defensively, because for freshmen, that's really the biggest transition.
Jim, what was some of the messages you were giving them leading up to this point with Lonnie, just in practices or games, to get positive results, something like this?
Well, the way we practice is really important for your development, because the way you practice in high school is probably very different than the way we practice. The efficiency and how we utilize our time and how many things we cover and how much you have to pick up mentally. And while you're doing that, while you're learning, you're thinking, and that slows you down. Once you've learned it and you've repeated it over and over again where you feel like it's just an instinct, then it's easier to play like he did tonight. All right? Now he's back to where he probably was in his senior year of high school, not thinking, just doing. Coming off a ball screen, looking for a shot, looking for a drive, looking to penetrate and kick to an open teammate. When the shot goes up, looking to rebound. I mean, all of those fundamentals start to feel very, very natural to you because you've done it throughout your high school career, but now you're doing it in a different system. You're doing it against better players. You're doing it against bigger players, faster players. But he's certainly capable of making that adjustment like he did tonight. But this is just the beginning. I mean, we needed every one of his 26 points tonight. But what we need is still getting 5 guys in double figures. We needed a little better balance tonight. We only had 2 guys in double figures, Lonnie and DJ. Now, Chris Lykes had 8 and Quan had 9. But for us to be like we'd like to be, I'd like to have 5 guys in double figures or close to it.
Bruce is going to be one more game, you think?
Say it again?
Bruce is going to be one more game, you think?
Well, that's what the doctors have told me, that it's something that needs about 2 or 3 weeks to heal, or 3 or 4 weeks to heal. He played against Princeton on December 2nd. We played December 22nd. So, and he'll probably have to tape those 2 fingers together. I had to do that when I was in college for my entire career. So I don't think it'll hurt him at all. Certainly didn't hurt him against Princeton.
Did it happen? I saw it during the Minnesota game, he like jammed it. Did it happen?
No, it happened weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the date or the time. I just get updates, and
So
he's been treating it. But it got, I'll say, re-injured against Minnesota, where they felt like he needed to do something now before it got any worse.
Jim, you talked about the first half, you made the decision to go with the Buka.
Yeah.
Go on. What was some of the things you were talking about? Or
Well, we've changed for the second half based on some circumstances. In Reading, Pennsylvania, I started Lonnie instead of Bruce Brown, because I didn't think Bruce was playing with the kind of energy and intensity he needed to. And then he came in and played great in the second half. Against Minnesota, we started Chris Likes because I liked how fast he is able to play. Because that game was going to get up and down. That game was going to get into the 80s. And Chris really helps us in that open court style. And then tonight, I didn't think DeJuan was rebounding like he's capable of rebounding. He didn't finish a couple of plays that I thought he should have finished. And you kind of always, as a coach, trying to reinforce messages. You know, you tell a kid something, if he doesn't do it, eventually you got to, I'll say, wake him up a little bit. Say, hey, you know, we have other guys. If you're not going to rebound, then we'll put someone else in who hopefully will. But, you know, DeJuan's still playing really well.
Going forward, what does a game like this do for Lonnie?
I think time will tell. You know, we have to see. We've got to do some tweaking to our offense. He's a little bit different than Bruce. We ran a couple of plays for him, and I was very pleased with the way he made decisions. The first one was an assist to Anthony Lawrence for a 3, and it's the only basket Amp scored all night. So it was good that someone else found him. Amp has been, you know, getting a lot of assists. If you see, Amp had 6 assists. We need some guys to throw the ball back to him when he's open.
Do you think this will be a much different team the next time we see him here? How much do you think you'll find out about your team in the last few weeks with all these road games?
Yeah, the road is very, very different. You have to have a mature team to handle all the responsibilities of being on the road. GW is a very fine team. They beat Temple last week, and Temple's in the RPI, one of the top 15 teams in the country. So if you believe the RPI, they already beat a top 15 team. And I think that was on a neutral court. So this time they're at home. There should be a great crowd on hand. One of our good friends is now the president of George Washington University, Tom LeBlanc. And Dr. LeBlanc was the provost here. And he took over at George Washington in August. So we have a lot of friends up there from our days at George Mason. So hopefully we'll have some, I know I'll have some family there. I'm sure Chris Likes will have family. Jaquan will probably have family. Lonnie will certainly have family because it's driving distance now.
Jim, you mentioned at one point earlier in the season that between this game and your next one that you take a look offensively about where you guys are at, make adjustments. What will you use this time to do, and is that still the plan over these next 10 days?
Well, the plan is always for me to meet with my staff. I have terrific coaches. Chris Caputo's in the defensive coordinator. Coach Brunt is the offensive coordinator. And I'll meet with those guys, and Coach Fisher does the scout team. And so he's had a chance to study our opponents, and he can give us his opinion about the best way to attack the opponent, and then Coach Caputo, how best way to defend it, and Coach Brunt, best way to attack it. And then, of course, I'm studying the opponent as well and studying our tapes. I'll go home tonight and watch our game and see if there are things we can seriously improve.
Is there anything that comes to mind in particular that you'd like to improve on? Just
well, like if you look at the rebound totals, we gave up 14 offensive rebounds, so that's going to get my attention. We only had 10 assists tonight, So that's something we got to look at. Part of it, though, was BU really ran us off the three-point line. Like DJ got a couple of layups because he shot fake. They went by him, and he drove and made a couple of layups. Lonnie did the same thing. So depending on the circumstances, you know.
One more question.
Coach, I know you said you try and strive for 5 guys in double figures each night, but your guards tallied 50 of the 69 points tonight without Bruce Brown. What does that say about that backcourt that you have?
Yeah, we've got good guards. If you look at the 5 guys who play a lot, starting with Jaquan Newton, DJ Vasilovich, Bruce Brown, Lonnie Walker, and Chris Likes, I consider every one of them like a starter. You know, they play like starter minutes. The fewest minutes was Chris. He played 20. You play half the game. That's what Dewan Yule normally plays as a starter. So those guys are good, and they can score, and they've been playing very good defense. Tonight, we held our opponent to 32% overall and 28% from 3. And that's our goal is under 40% overall and under 30% from 3. So we met a lot of our goals tonight except for the rebounding.